Oh, it's a piece of hardware. It's a piece of hardware that I use to stream. It's called the ATEM Mini Pro. It's from Blackmagic Design. Oh yeah, I know. The water looks absolutely gorgeous. They did a great job with the water effects. Okay, I think everyone's back. So let me go ahead and restate my thoughts that I had just a second ago. It looks like when the sub arrives, it triggers this thing because of this cord, and that potentially automatically closes this gate. So what I'm gonna do now that the sub's here, I'm gonna go try to turn the steam off again and see what happens. Okay, this way. Okay. So this one. Okay. It did close again. Are you gonna stay closed though? Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Yeah, I can't sub. Yeah. So how do I turn this heat on with this, when the sub's not here? Is this another... This could potentially be another one of like the Myst elevators where put you there. Oh. Nope, it's never mind. I thought maybe I would like do have it go forward and then quickly exit the submarine and then be there as it leaves, similar to like the mechanical age elevator in Myst. But yeah, just go to the next main spot in the village. It all connects. Okay. Pad's still heat. It is. Okay. Hopefully it has a generous timer. Let's just stand right. Oh, it won't let me stand right on the heat. That is a very unnerving sound to hear. It is. What would happen if I'm standing there when it does that? Would that be a game over? Oh, gotcha. Okay. This is a viewing screen that the moiety use to look at hidden markings. Like this. So you see like this little like marking right here? Take it away, that marking's gone. So like this helps me figure out I need to rotate this all the way to top like this, and then this is the number 2. So we have the submarine one, which is 2, and the animal association. Yeah, the moiety were the rebel group. Correct. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that looks like another fish. It's like a fish beetle hybrid, kind of. I think it's a butterfly. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, okay. Awesome. Look at the water reflections. That is amazing. Dude, this cave is so cozy. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a thing for. Oh, okay. Okay. That turns on the heat pad. I think that was just the steam. I think that was the steam, like, turning off and back on and stuff. Was that growling? Okay. Okay, we got it. We got all the animals and the numbers associated with them. So we are going to go attempt a solution at the you, right? Yes. Okay. I always feel like I don't remember which ones open that. Yes, I know. But honestly, would probably be a pretty easy guess, honestly, even if you never found that area. Okay. Okay, so we have the beetle, the butterfly, the Etram, the fish, pelican seal, and the work. Work. I feel like I'm not saying that right. I know. Okay. We got the beetle, which is this one. Also, what's interesting is I noticed they come up instead of going down. In the original, they like you press them in further. Okay. And then it was the butterfly, which is this one. And then the Etram, which is you. Then it was... I could try the original code for funsies. You're right. Are you hinting at an Easter egg? What is the actual... I actually don't remember what the original code was off the top of my head. Let me see if I can bring it back up real quick. Here, yeah. For the experiment, we will try the original Riven code first. I can't put these back down. How do I reset the puzzle? Oh, do I need to put you down first? No. How do I reset the puzzle? Gotcha. Okay. Okay, cool. So, we got the fish first, which... This is the fish, right? Yeah. Was the fish vertical in the... I feel like the fish was horizontal. Oh, okay. We got the fish, and then we got the beetle, which is this one. The fish was originally horizontal? Okay, I'm glad I was not going crazy there. Then we have the Etram, which is right there. Then... Pelican seals, also known as sunners. And then the wark. Not the way you remember it. Recall a specific moiety code. That's awesome. Okay. Now let's actually get back to the correct one. We have beetle first. Then... You gotta giggle when you got that. Butterfly. Then the Etram. Then it's the fish next, right? Etram, force, fish. Pelican seal work. Okay. What I think is funny, and actually really cool, and makes sense, is they left the last two the same. Left Pelican Seal, then Wark. Wark's always is good to have the last one because you're staring right at the what's gonna affect it. Oh, there we go. No, you didn't miss it, Panda. We for funsies, we decided to put in the original Riven code from the original game, and it actually gave us an achievement. Oh, dude, this music is so great. I love this music when you solve the moiety cave. It feels good. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you can actually slide the mirror around. Oh, that's weird. Oh, this feels weird to control. Oh, this feels real weird to control. Vertical mouse movement moves it up and down. A horizontal mouse movement rotates it. That was weird. Just out of pure curiosity. Nope. Okay. That does make sense. Y'all ready? I am so excited. This has like been the age I have been most excited to see and explore. Because I knew going into this, we would be able to explore more of Tay. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Here we go. No! It tried to link and it moved the thing. There we go. Look at this. Oh, that is so faithful. I have indeed been waiting for this. What's interesting is you can definitely, I never thought about this in the original, but you can definitely tell that this has been built. And so it's almost like the original, the link point for this just before, when they first came here, just plopped him right into the water. I bet that was a shock for the first person who came here. And so they had to build a bridge out here so you didn't just link into water. Oh yeah, this is gorgeous. Yeah, that would be that is true. Myst would have been the same way. Okay, y'all ready to get captured? I think we're about to get captured. I was wondering, like, if you would be able to see them. I think they're gonna come out of these doors. Hello, anyone back there?
Palo! Palo! Yo olay! Yo olay!
Oh crap. Oh, whoa. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of drift. The dude I helped earlier? You mean the guy that was in the prison? I don't think we helped him, whereas he was a guard for the moiety to let them know, to like be a warning in case anyone was coming. Which he did his job. He warned them about us. Okay. A warm welcome, arrive on Tay. Okay. So this is a mixed emotions moment for me because I have been so excited to get to Tay, to explore more of Tay, to actually be able to be out there and explore more of the tree. I also know this is where Catherine's journal right here eventually will be, and I am dreading reading Catherine's journal. I will not lie. I had so much trouble reading the original Catherine's journal, and it took me over an hour to read that thing. So, just a forewarning. Hopefully it's easier to read in this one, but I have my reservations. He was a secret moiety agent that might have been in prison, so he was keeping up appearances as being imprisoned. Exactly. For you, it was easier. Okay. I can't even look out. Oh, that's... They're hiding it. They're keeping it a secret as long as they can. Oh, hi.
Katrina e now da saya yapalo. Yapa ay manay yalepo. Mio tisay. Bekaretere wira pe yelo kene falapo. Tisay. Why te fulupe? Now, Katerinene. Wisi fapolo ya sepe yai.
I do have dyslexia, yeah. Hi? Is anyone there? This is where I might want to save? I can't. It's grayed out. Now you have me worried. Okay. We have a full bag again. So if this, I believe, yes. We now can officially get a bad ending. Don't worry, this game doesn't save past the point of no return. Thank God, at least they had that foresight. Should I? For the fun of it? Oh my gosh, why is it? It's like glitching out a lot, isn't it? It really is. Should I, just for the fun of it? I still want to go back at some point and trap myself right after Atrus gives it to me and tells me it's a trap book, just to see his reaction, because I know that's a thing now. But that'll be starting a new game after I finish this, just to see. Do it for the... Oh, of course it's an achievement. Oh, okay, here we go. Bad ending time.
Ano, live. Una sauce. Yan okay, je boko mo boko sipo. Fry dopo. To je ujo.
Complete Riven. I got the complete Riven achievement for that. I find that amusing. You got the complete Riven achievement before ever going to Riven. Oh wow, it really does trap you in here, doesn't it? Oh, okay, that's Riven. Hope y'all enjoy the series. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the next game. I'm joking, I'm joking. Ay, ay, ay. No, I got 2 achievements there. I got one for the specific bad ending I got, and then I also got the one that just says complete Riven. See, Parker, that's the one that I really want to see. I'm really curious just to see how disappointed he looks. Trapped in the credits like I'm trapped in the book. I think it's fun that they actually do just straight up trap you in the credits. You're like, you're not skipping this. You're seeing everyone who contributed to this. And I actually kind of like that. I like the fact that they're like so proud that they're forcing people who play this to watch the credits. The Starry Expanse Project. Wasn't that the name of this before Riven? Like, wasn't this like a fan remake and then Cyan actually got took over and just straight up made it the Riven remake. Yeah. See, that's awesome. That's awesome right there. The fact that this was originally a fan project, a fan remake for this game. Oh, this is cool. They have everyone put statements. Jeff, what the heck? What is this? That's a code. That's a code for something. Oh no. Okay. Continue. Cross my fingers. It's back in the room. Okay, here we go. Oh, I have to go through her her little speech again. Go to the door. Go back. Wait, that wasn't the... Okay. Maybe it's just timed.
Katarina e now da saya palo. Yapa ay manay yalepo. Miltisay. Bekaretere wirape yelo kene falapo. Tisay.
Gotcha, okay.
Why te fulupe? Now, Katarina ne. Wisi fapolo ya sepe yai.
I know. They have 100%, like over 100% improved on the quality of the 3D models over the Myst remake. Okay. Okay. Y'all ready? Let me take a very big drink of water. Okay. I write quickly from my prison. Along with this journal, I've instructed Neela to return the book that the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I have concluded that it was written by Atrus for a very specific purpose. Ghen will wish to use it, though he will undoubtedly be suspicious. Once he is out of the way, you'll still need the combination to release me. I'm told he keeps it somewhere in his outpost on 233. Then I assume we're to signal Atrus. I think I know how it might be done, but don't attempt it before I'm released. Hey Sonic, how you doing? No, yeah, eyebrows are important. How's my eyebrow acting? Or I guess these would be brows. A dragon doesn't really have eyebrows. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of hurting my head. We're seeing eye scales. Oh my. It's been 1 week since I linked to Riven, and I'm still reeling from the changes I've witnessed. Even before my eyes could adjust, the smell of my homeland embraced me. The sweet salt air was instantly familiar. But the scene that soon resolved was not. As I stood there struggling to make sense of what I was seeing, a violent clang sounded, and bars appeared before me. It was then that I must have been darted, for my memory after is cloudy. A Rivenese man, shabbily dressed in militaristic attire, was shouting something at me. He seemed to be attempting to speak Dunny, but his grasp of the language was so poor that I could not make out his words. And then the world went black. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Many voices passed, until at last I awoke to a familiar face. Eddie. After all this time, she's still as warm and kind as ever, and yet the years have clearly wounded her. As they've wounded everyone. Whose world became a prison when Ghen was trapped here. Everything is tinged with pain and loss. Even Eddie's bright smile, though she does her best to hide it. As a desperate urgency squelched by unnatured fears? I'm not sure what that word is. Seeds beneath her veneer. When Atrus and I left Ghen here all those years ago, I was haunted by visions of what had become of my people, and how they might have come to suffer under his rule. But the injustices I imagined were nothing compared to the atrocities that have actually come to pass. Unuttered fears. Okay, yeah. No, what? Where'd you go? Whoops. Okay, here we go. Make sure I don't click outside of the book again. Thank you, Sonic. The following is a chronicle of what I have learned and recorded of all that has happened, should I no longer be here to tell it. What is this? This looks like a little drawing. I don't think that's a clue or anything. The moiety. It seems the confrontation that led to Ghen's entrapment on Riven was witnessed by some of the Rivenese, but their interpretation of the event was skewed, no doubt due to Ghen's overinflated view of himself. Atrus and I had hoped that stripping him of his ability to link to other worlds might lead people to conclude that his claims of godhood were false. But it appears the opposite has come to pass. If Ghen was a god and we had vanquished him, then we must be greater gods. It was thus assumed that my absence was only temporary and that I would surely return one day to set the world right again. Thus the moiety, the name they adopted after Ghen's disparaging use of the term, were born sworn enemies of Ghen and devotees of me being Catherine. I had no inkling of this misconception about myself until 2 days ago, though in hindsight it makes perfect sense given the way I've been treated. For their part, they naturally assumed an omnipotent deity might be well aware of their own divine status, so there was no need to inform me. I only finally pieced it together during a recent underground gathering where they reenacted their version of the story of my life. A riveting tale that culminated with the confrontation between Atrus, myself, and Ghen at the edge of the fissure. The events had been exaggerated to such grandeur proportions that I found it hard at times to suppress my laughter. And yet, this myth has also given them the courage to stand against Ghen, and the hope that they might someday be delivered from the relentless inhumanities of his authoritarian rule. Even so, the fact that I am the one who has been cast as their savior, an omnipotent being who would one day return to Riven, overthrow Ghen, and lead them to new paradise. It is deeply unsettling. I would do anything to free my people from this hellish existence, but I am not who they think I am. How, though, can I dissuade them from this notion without also crushing their hopes? That's amazing. I love the fact that it looks like she was having trouble writing, and so she did the classic thing of just scribbling on the paper until it starts writing. I love that. As Ghen's power grew, so did the moiety, and in order to evade his persecution, for he would wipe them all out in an instant if he could, they had to become more and more adept at concealing themselves. They make use of a network of caves that so far he has failed to discover. but I fear it's only a matter of time before they're found out. Secret passage to the blinking room. Oh, it actually shows it here. Interesting. I like how I found that before it even gives the hint of it. 3 below must be lit. It gives you the combo also. That's kind of cool. Further jeopardizing their existence is the fact that the moiety absolutely refuse to serve or to sever their ties with those who have sided with Ghen. The two factions thus live together in a surprising harmony. Their overarching sense of cultural unity appearing to outweigh the schism, at least for now. Oh, those 3 things are also random. That's cool. Yeah, no, I mean that leads to the prison. That's the passageway behind the prison. That's just the secret door that you can also get to from entering the prison and then going through the passage, through the secret door, through the second secret door, and then you have the secret exit. I heard today that Father and someone were secret tunnel were inducted into Ghen's labor force. I so long to see them, but demise shrouded Eddie's face so abruptly when I asked of them that it left me hesitant to press the matter further. I must know the truth eventually, but I fear the news will not be good. A dimness shrouded Eddie's face. Okay, yeah, thank you. From the moment of their inception, the moiety have sought to disrupt Ghen's plans at every turn, sabotaging his constructions, stealing from his precious stockpiles, and keeping an ever watchful eye on his every move. They shroud themselves with the dark coverings and delight in the fact that their enemies are often frightened by their wraith-like appearance and their almost supernatural ability to wreak havoc without detection or consequence. It was in the course of one of these forays that I was fortunately rescued when I first linked to Riven. I shudder to think what might have become of me had that scout not been there to intervene. Ghen will certainly be hunting for me now, no doubt. Furious at his guard's failure to detain me. He must be even angrier, though, at the loss of the linking book he surely assumed I brought with me. That I was deceived into linking into Riven without a way back is a bitter yet fortunate fact, for it may well have meant the death of us all had a path back to Dunny fallen into his destructive hands. When he finally discovers that I came here empty-handed, he'll be angrier still. This is some consolation, at least. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. I still need to watch the final episode. What is this as a depiction of? Is this... Obviously the moiety daggers. All black, so I'm assuming this is moiety. Is this like a depiction of Ghen? And they're like stealthing like right in front of Ghen? I have glimpsed at the final breath of a dying age. A tiny blade cuts the void, the white hole divided again and again, dipped in black. The something dips red and the aft of genocide. Today I ventured above ground to see for myself what has become of the island. I hoped it wouldn't be as bad as the moiety had reported. It was worse. Having lived with it for so long, the Rivenese have become used to the steady decay around them, but I was devastated. As we wound one way through the underbrush, I found myself once again breathing in my youth, the ocean air, transporting me back in a matter of seconds. But as my eyes again took hold, the warmth of those memories vanished, and I was left with nothing but numbness. We had reached a bluff that had not been there the last time I'd visited my home. Riven, which was one island, had split into 5 distinct pieces that have since drifted apart at an astonishing rate. 4 of these have been claimed by Ghen and as his exclusive domain. Only those who have sworn their loyalty to him are even allowed to access to them. From my vantage point at the edge of the trees, I could see 3 of them, now blighted with Ghen's monomaniacal constructions. These islands are closely guarded and pose great personal risk to the moiety, so that hasn't kept them from doing whatever they can to thwart Ghen's endeavors there. And here's a map of the island, except this bridge no longer exists. I take blame for that. The 4th island I could not see, as it has crept away to some distance and now lies concealed by fog. The moiety said that Ghen originally governed from this small island, living and working in a protected space he built for himself atop the stump that remains where the great tree used to stand. The only surviving forest is located here, on the largest island, where the villagers also remain. This island was originally intended to be the providence of the people, but it, too, has been irrevocably manned by Ghen's oppressive intentions. Woodfalls, bitter brown leaves, masquerading as green, should never have held lives both bloomed and yet unseeded. That is new? Okay. I thought I remembered them talking about the great tree before, but I didn't remember it specifically being Ghen's original office. I feel nothing today. I am an outcast among outcasts. The disposal of a dying world. Despite my repeated protests, the moiety continue to treat me differently. Their desperate need precluding any dissuasion from the belief that I am some sort of messiah come to save them. They misconceive my every move as a validation of their faith, whispering of how I walked the island bold and unafraid, mistaken my outrage at the island's devastation for bravery. But I am afraid, for I know something that the moieties do not. The underlying reason for the island's accelerated decay. Ghen wrote this world, and it will fail. As all of Ghen's ages ultimately fail. I must make the moiety understand this, but I cannot talk to Eddie. There were brief moments soon after my arrival when my divine status was forgotten and I was simply Katiana again? Not Catherine. I think they called her Katiana, because that was what that Katran. Okay. I noticed that the lady was saying Katran, and so that's the native pronunciation of her name. And then when she got with Atrus, I guess she changed it to Catherine as a more standard pronunciation of her name. There's one person, however, who seems immune to these fallacious motions. Neela. Her gaze has never faltered whenever I dared hint of a uncomfortable truth. I feel I could trust her to bear the full brunt of it. True, Atrus. Yeah. She's like, she's like, oh, Atrus, I don't care what you call me. Ghen is making books. How did I not know of this until now? Atrus and I knew he would likely attempt it, as he has adapted the paranoid practice of writing all of the necessary materials into his ages. He's been exploiting the natural resources and the people of Riven as fodder for his mad pursuit to further his colonistic ideals. Thankfully, it sounds as if he's not yet succeeded. As painful as it has been, the fact that I returned to Riven at this crucial juncture is fortuitous. The age is crumbling, my people are suffering, and if Ghen succeeds in securing his freedom, other worlds will suffer the same. The Moiety are looking to me. I may be only mortal, but I have to do something. Oh, are we going to start looking at the Starfisher stuff here? Another example was Atrus's grandmother. She's a human from Earth named Anna. The Dunny called her Tiana. Oh. Wait. Atrus's grandmother was human? Atrus was Dunny though, right? Oh yeah, no, the Book of Atrus is my next I'm planning on reading that. Like literally as soon as I'm done with Riven. Okay, so this is oh, she's circling the middle. Here, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that actually. Ghen is half Dunny. Oh. Oh, great. Okay. The more and more I learn about this family, the more and more screwed up it is. It's been a long time since my last entry. There is much to tell. Oh, I bet I have no idea. It was hard to recognize, but I found the star fissure. It is located on what Ghen refers to as his Temple Island. Did they actually call it Temple Island in the original, or did they literally just adopt the name the community gave it and just put it as lore? Because I'm pretty sure they call that like it wasn't referred to as officially Temple Island in the original. Well, the Moiety prefer to use the Rivenese word Alapo, which means water pool. They've thus taken to referring to the void itself as Alatuan, Alatuan, pool of stars. It is the very fissure that allowed Atrus and me to escape this age without leaving a linking book behind us, though it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. Several derelict devices from that time remain mounted to its surface, including a hatch with a windowed viewpoint, a large telescope, and the mechanical lift that was used to install it, the combination to which was acquired by the Moiety a long time ago. Okay, I'm screenshot that. I'll look at that later. That's the code to the telescope right there. Wait. Boil it down, the family involves a half-blood supremacist with a god complex, a guy with a guy with a hard-on for violence, a guy who's insanely greedy, a woman perceived as a chosen by God, someone with a prophet complex, and Atrus, the man with a hard-on for overly complex puzzles trying to keep it all together. Okay. Oh my my gosh. Let me see. Let me see if I can put the name to the description. So the half-blood supremacist with a god complex. That's obviously Ghen. A guy with a hard-on for violence. That would be Aknar. A guy who's insanely greedy. That's Cirrus. A woman perceived as chosen by a god. That's Catherine. Someone with a prophet complex. I haven't met the one with the prophet complex yet. Okay. And then Atrus, obviously. Yeah, Atrus, the one who's like, I just want to explore and create and discover and write. And then meanwhile, his family's literally exploding around him. I am the... in the early days, the moiety briefly considered reopening the fissure. Thankfully, they decided against it. Had they attempted it back then, the results might well have been catastrophic. Were they to do so today, it would certainly mean the end of Riven. His wife's the normal one. I am told that in the days immediately following Ghen's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the Myst book fall from Atrus's hands into the very same space. To this end, he sacrificed several poor souls, alleged transgressors of the law, by throwing them into the hatch so he could observe their fate. It is said that they did not die, but what became of them remains a mystery. And that original fissure is no longer alone. New ruptures have appeared in recent years at various locations around the islands. In some instances, the moiety were able to glimpse the breaches before Ghen and his minions moved in to contain them. Their descriptions support my suspicions of that the forces that are tearing Riven apart are more than merely geological. More troubling, however, is that Ghen is not simply containing these rifts, but is somehow using them to travel between the islands, and that he has also reportedly devised a way to harvest the energies from the expanse for some as yet unknown purpose. How like him to wantonly exploit for his own selfish gain that which he does not understand. The starfield beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. This is how Atrus described his brief time within the expanse before he linked out, leaving his Myst book adrift within it. He was never able to conclude upon its nature, but I cannot help but feel that there must be some greater phenomena behind it. Something I should have mentioned earlier, one of the colossal blades that appeared in the course of our escape from Riven, the great dagger that stands at the end of the fissure, has been adopted by the moiety as the emblem for their struggle. Wait, so did something fall through the rift, or the original blade that was right there by the original linking cage, that fell through the rift, and then the moiety adopted that as the symbol? As their symbol? You should know that Catherine doesn't know about Cirrus and Aknar yet. Yeah, I mean, she was tricked by Cirrus and Aknar to come to Riven. She doesn't know that they were trapped in the books, basically. And the events of Myst as well, because during the events of Myst, she was trapped in Riven. We are reading what she is doing while we are solving the puzzle on Myst, basically, right now. The dagger is still at the fissure. Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, when the fissure was open, something fell through the fissure and landed in Riven. That's what that dagger is? Yeah, because one of the colossal blades that appeared in the course of our own escape from Riven, the great dagger that stands at one end of the fissure, has been adopted by the moiety as the emblem for their struggle. They have their own explanation as to how it came to be, of course, but their choice is more apt than they know. as that dagger, along with the other blades, was a manifestation of my rage at the desecration that Ghen had already wrought upon my world. I haven't told the moiety that I wrote it into this age. Okay. Okay, so Catherine used the art to write the dagger into the... Okay, I got you. Okay. As I fear that would only fuel their overestimations of me. But I can't deny it pleases me to have some inadvertently to have inadvertently provided them with such a fitting symbol for their cause. My limited encounters with Ghen's followers have been discouraging. Whenever I've attempted to engage them, they've fled from me. I heard an interesting tale from the moiety last night, which may help to explain this. Soon after we trapped Ghen on Riven, he claimed that it was he who had been responsible for the great blades summoning them as a primitive reminder of the obedience he expected. In the village circles, it is told that this act marked the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, provided they had proven their devotion to him, they would be delivered unto a new and better existence. This does coincide with what Ghen wrote in his journal. We also know that Ghen was essentially going to use them as a test to make sure that his new age was hospitable. So they were being delivered to a different existence, not necessarily a new or better one, depending on if the age Ghen writes is actually hospitable to life or not. Also, we got a incoming ad break in 30 seconds. Just to give you all a heads up. I'm going to continue reading through this. Through the ad break. I will continue my attempts to intervene on their behalf. The cage has finally failed. Ghen is free. My sources have confirmed that Ghen has managed to create a functional linking book. In fact, he has done so before my arrival, but kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest acolytes were aware of it. In keeping with his callous regard for the worlds he creates, he has simply named this age 233. It is not yet known whether he has written others. I have also just learned that years ago, a moiety scout managed to steal a book that was an early failure that Ghen has intended to destroy, but it was largely complete but did not work. I wasn't told about it until now because they thought it was useless. Ghen struggled for decades, but he could never get a conventional linking book to work. Then one day, he began construction on a cumbersome mechanical solution, a complex array of devices designed to harness the energies of the starry expanse and use them to suppress his book's inherent flaws. The design phase was chaotic and often dangerous. The moiety tell of tremendous explosions as Ghen sought to contain and wield forces that he knew little to nothing about. But he is nothing if not determined, and eventually he was able to use this enormous crutch to link to another age. I cannot deny his brilliance, but it is an abominable solution, brutish and overwrought. And all but entirely unnecessary. I have studied the partially burned book that the moiety took from him, and although he sought restitution for the affront, he appears to have been otherwise untroubled by the theft, no doubt assuming the book would be useless in the moiety's hands. But I can see what they could not. The book may yet be salvageable. The age the book describes is wholly unsuitable as a home for the moiety, but I think it can be modified. I will dream. And look like her like initial ideas for what the tree would become, that the tree of Tay. Also, I just remembered. I earlier I saw a tweet from Cyan showing that apparently they had someone made a replica of the Moiety blade, like an actual prop in real life, and I think they like made a couple of them, and they were kind of giving them out and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool, and they were giving them out as like a celebration for the release of the Riven remake. I have nearly finished writing the Moiety's Age. The world, as described, it hardens. It's harsher and more desolate than they are used to, but they should be able to sustain themselves there. But we'll need a second book. Ghen has been spending most of his time on 233 lately, so the damage is less, but getting into his lair will still be difficult. The coming collapse weighs the air, blurring my vision both day and night. We must act soon. Success. We have secured a second book, though I worry now that Ghen will miss it and deduce our plans before we're ready. The descriptive book I prepared as a refuge for the rebels. It is useless unless I can find a way to correct its inherent flaws. Ghen's massive machine mainly functions to manipulate the energies within the expanse. It serves its purpose, but its excess seems unwarranted. The Rivenese have long used crystalline substances as an elegant means to manipulate light. If I could just find the right material. Last night's dreams have delivered me a perilous plan. I will write this substance into the new Moiety Age. I remember this. This was a clue, or this was the clue that helped me realize what one of the colors were in the original game. Because I think, wasn't there two colors we didn't know? Because one was broken, and then we didn't have access to know what the one on Catherine's Island was. And so this helped me learn what the color on Catherine's Island was in the original game. I don't think this clue is relevant in the modern game because you can easily go to Catherine's Island and figure out what the actual colors are. Also, you can just look from the dome and it tells you what each of the island's colors are. And it's just fun knowing that this clue actually still exists in the modern game, even though it's at this point a little redundant, but still fun as a reference and a callback. If we could temporarily access Ghen's apparatus, we could use our own book to link to this new age and search for the crystal. Someone would then have to carry the book back to safety once the link was made. If it fell into Ghen's hands, all would be lost. When Ghen links to 233, one of his acolytes always remains to shut down the device. We'll have to get him before he can do so. Which means we'll only have one chance before they're alerted to our presence. In the original, this was not meant as a clue either. I'm probably the only one that took this as a clue. Okay, so then actually answer me this. How are you supposed... In the original Riven, you don't... How are you supposed to know what color Catherine's Island dome is? Because when you go to the Fire Marble puzzle, there's two colors you don't know. Catherine's Island and the broken one. And there's an extra color, so that's 3 colors you can choose from. Really? It was just a process of elimination thing? That actually kind of saddens me a little bit. Huh. Everything is ready. I have written the material into the new age, and I have prepared the second linking book as a return path to Riven. Of course, it is too... something the same deficient... It too suffers the same deficiencies as all Ghen's books, so it won't work unless it's augmented. Once I'm in the new age, I'll have to locate the new crystal and adapt it to heal the gateway image, which should render the book functional. I can then use the second linking book to return to Riven with more of the material. It's risky, but if it all goes well, the moiety and any others we can convince to join them will finally have an escape. I can't help but laugh at the absurdity of this plan. It sounds like Atrus. Should I fail to return, it will likely mean the end of my life, but my only real fear is for my people. Everyone assumes we have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. That's the fulfillment of the prophecy, after all. But underneath, they are just as tense and fearful as I am. What will become of them if I do not return? Will they perish here on Riven, or attempt to follow me through this new book into an unknown fate? I don't know what to tell them. You know 5 out of 6 colors. The only color you don't know is purple, but there is only one symbol left for it, which is one on Boiler Island. Then all what remains is to choose between yellow or blue for Prison Island. If yellow doesn't work, you try blue. Interesting. If it really, if the intended solution really was trial and error, that actually saddens me a little bit. I legitimately thought like that was just like a subtle clue to like clue you in. Catherine's Island is blue. I don't know. Against all odds, it is done. We have already evacuated most of our members to this new age, which the moiety have named Tay. The world is more beautiful than I anticipated, so I am pleased. The Rivenese have been liberated at last. They stand beneath the open sky, unafraid, dazzled by their freedom. They are happy. But there's still much to be done. The age is still vulnerable. The only way to completely protect it from Ghen is to destroy the books once everyone is safely in Tay. I'm hesitant to bring this up with the moiety until they've had a chance to acclimate themselves to the new world, as it mean they would be forever exiled from the only home they've ever known. Now I am eager to sever my own Now I am eager to sever my own connection and my only path back to my life and family on Myst. But for the greater... Wait, hold on. Did I misread that? Nor am I eager to sever my own connection, my only path back to my life and family on Myst. But for the greater good, it must be done. For the moment, we're safe. But our activities could arouse Ghen's suspicions at any moment. We cannot delay. I will return to Riven tomorrow to resume my attempts to persuade the remaining holdouts to join the others in Tay. For now, though, I must rest. I do like the version of marble. I do like this version of the marble puzzle more because it removes the yellow marble, and since you can get to Prison Island earlier, you know what the symbol is. Yeah, I do too. Overall, I do like this. I like this version of the marble puzzle more, except for the fact that they removed the sub-coordinates. I wish sub-coordinates were still a thing, because it just adds that one extra bit of complexity to it, and just even more satisfying when you get it. Oh, that's the end? Wait. Oh, I feel like that was shorter than I remember. How long did it take me to read it? Did I do it faster than an hour? did I beat my record? And yeah, that felt a lot easier to read. Obviously, I was still having trouble at some points, but that felt a lot easier to read than the original one.